Hey, I'm going to show you what to check if your Maytag washer finishes the cycle, but your clothes are still wet and it didn't spin them out all the way. So if you have a Maytag washing machine similar to this, or it could be a Whirlpool style, and during the spin cycle, all your clothes are soaking wet after the cycle, it could need the hub replaced. If you listen to it when it hits spin, if this sound is happening, that's definitely the issue. What it's trying to do is spin the tub, but it's just spinning your agitator. So let me show you. This is actually what's going on and why it won't spin your clothes out. It's because it's just spinning the agitator only. So that definitely is the hub that needs to be replaced. So these are some of the tools you're going to need for this. You're going to need a drill or a screwdriver with a 1/4-inch bit. You're going to need a Phillips head bit or a Phillips head screwdriver, as well as a long extension with a ratchet, or you can use an impact driver with a, I believe that's a 7/16. And that should be all you need. And then your replacement part, this is the piece here. This is the hub. So let's get into it. The only other tool we're going to potentially need is a flathead screwdriver. So if you have one of those handy, that's going to be a big help as well. So the first thing we're going to do, which I've already done, is remove 3 screws back here. So 1, 2, 3. So 2 on the cabinet and 1 for this little plate here. And this is what the plate looks like. So you're just going to pull that right off. And then we're going to open up the top of the machine. Once you get the back screws out of the back, we're going to simply pull this forward just like that, and then we're going to pull it up and then push it back towards the wall, and then that releases it here. And don't mind this machine, it is dirty. This is one we just got in. We're going to be fixing this and then refurbishing it and putting it back for sale, so it will be clean. But this is not my machine. This is just how they get every time. If you open your machine up and it looks like this is very normal buildup. You know, it's just dust and dirt accumulating over time. This is probably anywhere from a 5 to 7-year-old washing machine. So first we're going to remove this little cup on the top, little fabric softener cup. That just pulls out. And then your 7/16 bolt is going to be right there in the middle. So we're going to grab our extension. Then we're going to feed that down. And then we're going to take that bolt out. Then once that bolt is loose, we're going to simply remove this top part of the agitator. Now we're going to remove the bottom part of the agitator, which sometimes it gets a little stuck. So we're going to use 2 hands. Just pull it on each side. We're just going to try to pull this right up. This is not like the plate agitators in some of the newer machines, which are next to impossible to get out. These aren't as bad. So this one just wiggled loose with your hands. If you are working on one of the newer machines that has a flat plate and not this risen plate, it is very difficult, sometimes next to impossible, to get them out. So good luck with that. I would say the only tip I could say with that is, worst case scenario, you can absolutely just bust it out and then cut it out, which is very difficult. But a lot of times on those newer flat plate machines, it's not even worth fixing if you can't get that plate up. Another little tip, if you can't get this up, you could also grab a couple sets of pliers or vice grips, grab 2, clamp on each side here, and you can just kind of pull it straight up with both sets of pliers clamped on. Sometimes that helps if these are very stuck. Other than that, they do have a few like hook tools you can try to hook on either side and pull out. But hopefully if you have this style, it'll be nice and easy to pull out. Just pull this one out with my hand. So that's the culprit right there, the hub. It's actually very dirty in this machine. So I'm gonna wipe that or rinse that off so we can get to our screws, because I can't even see them right now because they're caked with dirt. All right, I got that rinsed, so I'm gonna grab my flathead screwdriver and we're gonna first remove this little plastic clip here. So just kind of move it over. It's just gonna slide out once we're able to get to that point. Once we're able to kind of get the screwdriver like this, we're going to just kind of pull it, pry that out just like that. And there's our piece we removed. Next, we're going to grab our Phillips head and just be very careful. We're going to remove these screws. Make sure you don't drop them, because if they go down between the tubs, they're next to impossible to get back out unless you remove the entire tub. All right, so we got all of the screws out that were around here, all the Phillips heads. We're going to simply lift this and pull it out. And now we're going to inspect the part. And if you can see, all of this is worn out. And that's causing this to not grip that main shaft right there. It's not letting the machine spin. So we're going to go ahead and replace that. So unfortunately over time, it does wear out this shaft as well. So I'm just gonna get in the grooves. I'm just gonna just slightly scrape some of this gunk out and make sure if that shaft is just completely smooth, at that point, it's most likely not worth repairing. But if you still have some teeth on there and you're able to get the next one gripped down, then you still have a little bit of life left in that machine. So hopefully you still have some grooves left on that shaft. And now we're gonna go ahead and put the new one on. So here's the new hub. As you can see, this isn't worn down and you can see all those teeth on it. Now we're gonna slide this on, make sure we line up with our screw holes here. Let's see, should be right around there. And then if it's being a little stubborn like this, then you might just need to clean that shaft a little bit better. So I'm gonna wipe that down a little. So this one was being stubborn, so I'm just gonna do some very gentle taps on each side just to get this to slide down, and then we're gonna put that in place. Just be super careful, this is plastic, so you don't wanna break it. Now that we got that in place, we're gonna start just gently snugging the screws down. I'm gonna put them on kind of like a tire, one here, one here, one here, one here, just straight across. So after I put them in, cross to cross to cross, I went all the way around and just snugged them down. Make sure you don't over tighten these, just get them nice and snug. And now we're gonna go ahead and put the agitator plate back in, and then we're gonna put that back together. Now, sometimes it's a little tricky getting this bolt back in. So what I like to do is put a little piece of tape around the socket and the bolt so it'll hold it in place, and then we can put it right in. So something like this, so it'll kind of hold it in place, because it is a little hard to go all the way down in there. And then we're going to simply line that up. Get that nice and tight. Just make sure this piece isn't loose or anything. That feels good. Now we're going to go ahead and pop our cup back on here. All right, now we're testing it to see if it spins the tub. And just like that, it's spinning the tub instead of just the agitator. And that's how you place your washer drive hub. So what you can do after this is just put like a small rag or towel in, put it on drain and spin, and see if it spins it out. If it does, you're good to go. Then we're gonna simply put everything back together. What we're gonna do to test it out, we're gonna throw a rag or something small in there. I'm gonna put it on a rinse and spin. And if it rinses and then it spins that rag out, we know we're good to go. To put everything back, with this, you just reverse the process, set it down, pull it forward, and push it back. And then you're gonna put in your 1, 2 screws there, and then you're gonna put in your plate and your 1 screw there. And then you should be good to go. Now there is multiple reasons why your washer might not be spinning. This is definitely something to check if, you know, sometimes the clothes will get wrapped around the agitator, or if they're not spinning out all the way, or if you hear it making the noise I showed you in the beginning of the video. If this didn't work for you, check out my channel. I'll link another video down below. It could also be your actuator, could also be a belt, could be a few different things. So check out the other video. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment down below, and you guys have a good day.